Okay, so we're doing some bodysuits in progress. I think that's the idea here. Two different ones, two different styles. So
Excellent.
yeah, away we go.
So this first one is from Peter. It says, "Hi, how's it going? I love your vids and tats." I hate that word. "Hoping you could review some of mine. Thanks so much. Sincerely, Peter."
I love that he sent this in 2022 and then resent it almost a year later because we still hadn't gotten to it.
Oh, sorry, Peter.
So I my bad. It takes me a minute sometimes.
Yeah.
I think this is the chainmail blackwork sleeve though. Is it?
Yeah, didn't we do this one? Or
No. We didn't do this like suit. I think this is the guy who had that though. Maybe I'm wrong. Is that the same lion? Or maybe this is a different one.
I think this is a different one.
Yeah, it might be we seen a blackout chainmail sleeve, remember?
Yeah, I remember
But I don't
doing a
think it was the
sleeve that
same.
had like a pauldron with a lion.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was the same one.
It doesn't look the same, but it looks similar. I think that one had more black in it, and I think that it wasn't as well done, and the lion and the chain links weren't as good. Overall, the presentation and the tank top, it looks pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
But this first picture here is deeply problematic. He's turned his nipples into eyes.
I know. It's the first thing I saw.
Yeah.
They're staring at me. Just black them in.
Well,
please.
it looks like eyes with glasses on.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And then there's like a mouth there. Just black them in. Just goodbye.
Yeah, you've made a face out of it.
You've basically touched the worst part of your nipple already with black. Just run them over.
Yeah, the areola really is worse than the nipple.
Yeah.
Like it feels really teary. The nipple itself is actually pretty tough. It doesn't hurt much, in my opinion, compared to the areola. So, but what's funny to me is like, it took a minute for me to realize that there was a skull here. It's like, because all I seen was like
these like derpy eyes.
the
spreading
derpy
from the
eyes
mouth.
with like a little mouth.
Yeah, I know. It's really sad.
It's like, "Arr." And then the snake's kind of like its eyebrows.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
It's got these like feathery eyebrows above it, and they're like exploding out of this mouth.
But like, I like the composition of this, and it's the right size.
Yep.
It's just the minute you black out those nipples, the whole thing gets an upgrade.
It's gonna be perfect.
I also think that you can run the feathers, like the silhouette of the feathers, you can just drag those over just a little bit and just fill the rest of the space. Like, why not just build that out?
Oh yeah, I agree with that also. Like out farther into the chest area.
Same
right?
thing. We have the silhouette of the feathers underneath the snake. You can bring that up onto the collarbone.
Yeah, up over the shoulders almost.
It doesn't have to match because like he has different lengths to his sleeves, but like with this shading, you can play into the other ones however you need to.
I wonder if he's trying to make sure that he can wear like a shirt for work and stuff like that though.
I don't know
Because it just seems like he's making like a really interesting choice to cut it at his collarbone.
I don't think he's too worried about that, and I think that the reason they left the top of this open is because he's probably going to do something on his collarbones.
Okay.
But I think you just shade from your collarbones up into your neck piece if you do one.
Yeah.
And just kind of keep it going, because otherwise, if he wasn't planning on doing a neck piece, the finish of this chest piece is terrible.
Yeah.
Like if this is the intended finish, it's just feels incomplete.
It's a bummer finish. I even think for like back to the nipples, if at very least you black out up to your areola there.
Oh no, you got to do the rest.
At very least, I just feel like his areola is dark enough that he could probably get away with it.
I don't think so.
At very least, I think.
No, I don't
very
think
least.
so.
It's
So
better
then
to black it out.
He's got this tattoo on his leg here that's screaming incomplete.
But it's still cool. But
Yeah.
yes, it doesn't look finished. Although I feel like we want to add and build off of it, right? Like have a leg of screaming monster faces.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like the negative teeth, but I think even just a little bit of shading in them would have looked better. I don't think that monster's teeth are this bright.
Yeah,
They
they're too
should look
clean, right?
dingy, right?
Yeah.
So that's all I
Definitely.
He's got another one of these guys over on his other leg.
Yeah, same thing. His teeth are crazy bright.
Too bright. Monster teeth are never this bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like both of them. I like
I think
this one
is cool.
probably more than the other one.
Coming out of your skin.
But I mean, I wish he had sent me more. To be honest with you, would have liked to have seen both arms in their
the other sleeve there.
entirety here. But yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool stuff overall.
Good start.
I do think he's probably going to keep going. The reason I didn't think he was trying to hide with his shirt on is because he does have full sleeves like this, and
yeah, but does he have hand tattoos? So like some people, like
I don't know.
His cutoff is also right at that mark, like just above the wrist.
You could still be a lawyer or a doctor or whatever, but I don't think that it matters anymore either.
It kind of there. I have seen in some places that people are still in some really, really professional jobs.
I don't know.
There's still some cover up that like they don't want visible tattoos. So I just the way it's really stopping right at the collarbone. I'm curious, and also where he has it really stopping at his hands.
Just the fact that
if he's a professional
skull design is so open at the top leads me to believe that there will be more here, or they would have capped it differently. But anyway, it's a good looking suit so far overall. There's a lot to do still, and I'm sure he's going to do more.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to move on to the next one. We don't have an email for this. We just got some stuff. I believe that the heading of this email was something like my tattoos, so nondescript.
Nothing crazy.
We got some Japanese,
very bright Japanese bodysuit,
almost like new school-y Japanese stuff. It's not. This is like Japanese, but not necessarily Japanese traditional.
Yeah.
There are some confusing choices in here, and they're really hard to spot all at like right at the start.
Dragon koi? Confusing.
The dragon koi is kind of cool, but what is that little leopard thing?
It's a lion.
Is it? That's.
I don't know.
Look at it. It's so funny looking when you get into it.
It's like a little puma. What? It's so badly done.
It's so funny.
I bet you this is like a completely different artist.
I don't know.
Puma. Really
it looks like the colors are of a similar value, right?
Yeah.
Like it looks like all these colors were done. Well, they're not bad. The colors
Need some
are,
lotion.
Yeah, he's got dry skin, but it looks old. But like the colors aren't bad. It just like what I mean to say by like they all look like they were put in the same layer of skin kind of thing. They all look like they're done by the same artist around the same time. This doesn't look like it was cobbled together by multiple people. It has a
Maybe the artist just got way better at one point.
I think things about this are better and worse, right? Now, the collarbone stuff and the little guy in between the chest at the top there, that's fucking confusing.
Yeah, I don't get it.
What are those?
Maybe he got it before he got anything else. I don't know. Maybe he's like...
That's such a strange collar. It looks like he's wearing a necklace of like little skulls.
Little skull necklace.
The nipples are very strange in this.
Black them out.
They definitely need to be black. They're right in the middle of black too.
Right. Yeah.
Like they are really, really strange.
Screaming at me.
This is 2 in a row now of this, and I don't see a need for either.
I don't know why you guys are so afraid to black your nipples out. Remy did
sometimes
it like
it's the artist. 7 times. But sometimes it's the artist. Like Andy wouldn't do mine, remember?
I remember.
And so I had to go to someone else because it was that important to me. Sometimes the artist refuses to do it. So if your artist is refusing to do it, just go to someone else.
And tell your artist, be like, fine, I'm going to go to so-and-so down the street and they're going to black out my nipples.
Yeah. Like, I don't even care if it's like $1,000 a nipple. You need to do it.
It would make it so much better.
I also find it a little strange to have one nipple pierced and not the other. I've always found that a weird look. Like, when I took out my one nipple piercing, I had to take out both of them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, why? They're a set.
Like he tattooed into his belly button pretty good.
Little bit. They didn't go all the way.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe they did. Belly buttons are hard to saturate. So, but these colors are really nice. I like the overall presentation and size of the front piece.
Yeah.
Some of the sleeve gets a little lost here. Like, some of it's right, some of it's wrong. Again, I don't really understand the background elements being bigger than the foreground elements. It's always confusing to me. I've said enough on those kinds of things. The back piece is really bad for that. Like, the head is so tiny in there.
And then there's just so much black.
There's not even just that, but there's
You could
just
just-
so much shit.
You could have just used all of that space to make this all so much bigger, though.
Yeah, so now make that head almost the size of the back.
Yeah.
And then keep these background elements, but make them lose some of this noise in the center.
Yeah, I don't
know
even
what
know what's going on there.
I don't know what any of that is.
It's part of his cloak.
Is this thing wearing a big cloak or something?
Yeah, it's a
Like,
cloak
you see his
with like
hand up
symbols
there.
on it.
I didn't connect that hand, either hand. I guess there's both of them here. I didn't see either of them right away.
Yeah.
It was like very strange anatomy.
It's a bit confusing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't hate it. I like how bright and colorful it is, but it is very strange. And I just think if you had made the guy bigger and put less background, it would have been more readable.
I agree.
So I think the first guy's off to a better start, to be quite honest. But I like this look more than the first one because
Yeah.
I like full color and I like Japanese work.
Yeah, I
So-
like how much black and color are in this bodysuit, like, together. Like, it's not just full color. There's a lot of black in it, too.
And it also goes to show that to be striking and intriguing doesn't have to be good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this isn't necessarily great. It's very odd, and there were things that could have been done better, but it still is a really nice looking overall aesthetic, I think.
Right. I agree.
So, yeah.